It's another double feature weekend here as we bring forward Victory Road, and NXT demonstrates no mercy as I bring you a double edition in one night of Simply Predicting with NXT NA. And whether or not the two collide, that remains to be seen, especially what happened on Tuesday night as we forge towards Bound for Glory and so much more. Welcome in, everybody, to the discussion. This is Simply Predicting, TNA Victory Road, and NXT No Mercy. Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to another edition of Simply Predicting. You know what this is. I'm the simple man of the simple brand, the voice of SSS, forever grateful for all things professional wrestling. Damn it. And my name is Noel Foster. Thank you all for tuning in, whether live or on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, Super Chat or PayPal or Patch is as simple as that. And of course, to those that are part of the TNA League or the NXT League, including the people here on screen, the forums will be out tomorrow on all my social media feeds, as well in the comments section down below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get everybody's thoughts towards both these shows before we get into things. And we will start off with TNA, but let's go ahead and get some initial analysis as we're just coming out the go home to TNA Victory Road. First and foremost, Charles played the game last night. Whether he fell down, I don't know. He'll let me know. But Charles, good to see you once again. Let's see if you fell here in predictions. How you feel about this double feature weekend?
I hate the fact that Walter can agree. I did fall down the manhole more than once during TMNT. That's the worst part about it. Well,
it's a stick.
So you actually being right for once tonight. There you go. But I feel good, and it's gonna be a fun week.
Right?
If it was not chaos enough.
Well, I mean, again, chaos is just the formula of life, it seems. Where there is peace, there is war. Good Lord. All right, well, fair enough. Thank you for your thoughts. And, of course, always good to have one half of the Dominguez here with us, Emmanuel Dominguez, who's still trying to beat his sister Arlene, who is still, I believe, at the top of the NXT League. Emmanuel, good to see you. How you feel about TNA Victory Road and NXT No Mercy this weekend?
Well, the show's not going to be great. I believe they really build this up. Victory Road is kind of like a little bit of filler because some of the match is going to be incorporated for the next pay-per-view itself. What from today's episode of TNA, if you haven't seen it. Right. But yeah, I mean, like, it's going to be a great show, a great time. And I'm going to be probably seeing the TNA after SmackDown's done. That's the great about in demand and not read spoilers during that time. But it is what it is. I mean, like,
that's absolutely fair. All right. But hey, I appreciate you as always taking part in all things professional wrestling like me. You almost seem like you'd be one of my horsemen, like Mark Griffith, Christopher Rodson, and Jeff Chadwick. Shout out to my brothers. But appreciate you and good luck. And as always, here at the Simple Life Studios, it is not simply reliable about Mr. Reliable, ... Reliable himself, Walter Cruz. And stay tuned, folks. He might be soloing at TNA, TNA style tomorrow night a little bit because I might be out doing something for once that's not wrestling. And that's something crazy. Anyway, that being said, Walter, good to see you. We got a fun weekend ahead. How you feel about TNA Victory Road and NXT No Mercy, my friend?
I'm feeling good about it. It's not just a victory road, but it seems like we reached a crossroad with the invasion, it seems like. So it's interesting to have both of them. Because I feel like we're going to see it continue.
Yeah. You were
saying, we're not talking about Kurt Rhodes' finisher either.
Oh, I see. So he's not just referring to only smoke and mirrors. Got it. Okay.
There we go. First point of the night. One of many. Oh, probably. Know how luck goes.
Oh, it's going to be a long car race, so I'm in it for the long haul. Lord help me. All right, but
you love it.
I somehow endure the madness. Whether I love it, Nick Aldis stoic, you tell me. Anyway, this should be an interesting weekend. TNA Victory Road is not always the biggest show of TNA's calendar year, but it is the last stop before Bound for Glory, so there should be a lot of BFG implications. And I do think NXT No Mercy has the stronger card, honestly, because they have both the women's and their men's world championships on the line, as well as a hell of a grudge match in the NXT North American Championship. So I think I am looking more forward to NXT No Mercy versus TNA Victory Road. Not by much, but just putting it out there. But without further ado, City Predicting community, City Predicting panelists, professional wrestling fans, TNA faithful, NXT followers, whether the black and chrome or the longtime standbyers of the black and gold. Let's get right into it. So the first thing we're going to discuss here is the first show that's going to happen this weekend, and that is TNA Victory Road. TNA Victory Road will be available exclusive for TNA Plus subscribers. It starts 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday night, September 26th. And the actual show starts 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good Lord Almighty. On TNA Plus exclusively for TNA Plus subscribers. We got a fair amount of matches here, including a couple on the countdown. Got a couple of championships on the line. So, again, this card's got some merit to it. So, why don't we go ahead and get right into things? We'll kick things off with the countdown, of course, whichever one can watch from us. And stay tuned, folks, again. Form will be sent out to all those part of the TNA Faithful League shortly after this video concludes, basically tomorrow morning once I wake up and create it. Let's talk about the countdown first. The first thing on the tablet here is a triple threat X Division showcase match. Cedric Alexander, Trey, Miguel, and Zachary Wentz. Look if you got them. 2 members of the Treehouse and 1 with Prime. That's Prime with a Y, not the friggin' Logan Paul generic drink. You might as well be drinking Crystal Light if you care about your life. I'm just saying. Anyway, we got the triple threat match here, and we saw tonight on TNA in tag team action. Leon Slater did get the better of his opposition alongside Cedric Alexander against the Rascals. Now we have Cedric Alexander, who previously challenged Leon Slater for the freaking X Division Championship, formerly the Heart and Soul 205 Live, a losing effort. Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz are also both formerly X Division champions. Trey Miguel, former 3-time X Division champion, and Zachary Wentz, a former 1-time X Division champion. It's one of those things thinking about the fact that Leon Slater has so much promise right now in his run that is still very young. Nobody's got Amazing Red and House of Glory coming up, but he also does have an X Division championship match here tonight that we will talk about here. I do think this could lead possibly to future X Division championship challenger implications. And y'all know how I feel about triple threats, Buffer, Fall Person. So let's go ahead and get y'all's thoughts towards who you think wins this. We'll start things off going around clockwise with Walter. Walter, the X Division, the cornerstone of the TNA brand since its existence, where it's not about setting weight limits, it's about no limits. And the only thing that limits you is the risk you're willing to take versus the risk that you choose to take and your imagination of innovation. What do you think about this triple threat match on the countdown? Cedric Alexander, Trey Miguel, or Zachary Wentz?
Fortunately, I respect all of them, but unfortunately, I think Trey Miguel is the fall guy on this one. I think Zachary Wentz is the buffer. I'm gonna go with Cedric Alexander on this one. Just something about it. He's the newest member of the roster from the 3. The other 2 are established TNA veterans. So I think it's Alexander's. The only reason I'm going with him because I think he's gonna play a bigger role in the invasion. And do you want him to look weak losing matches on your own promotion before he crosses over to NXT to represent you? Do you want people on losing streaks to represent you? I don't think so. So I think Alexander gets the win because he's going to play a bigger role in the invasion because he's a former WWE wrestler. A lot of the former ones are going to invade NXT to show you should have never let me go. I feel like that's where the story's kind of going. So I think Alexander is going to win this one.
Fair enough. And shout out to Katza Dating Studios. Subscribe today. Not only the Rage of Wrestling, but Katza Dating Studios, Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. Appreciate you. And Matt and Nathan, good to see you. And I'm doing well. And hoping one's doing well as they engage here in the chat. All right. So you're going with Cedric Alexander getting the better of both Rascals and both former X Division champions here, huh?
Yep.
All right, so we have set the ballot to Cedric Alexander. As you all know on City Predicting, I always open the floor to agrees or disagrees when it comes to a large match card or a large panel. This is only 4 of us. I think it's fair to say that we all will be sane enough and simple enough that we could all get our thoughts in, whether or not they're the same. Just don't sound too much like a parrot or a broken record. You know what I mean?
You were saying?
Manuel, let's go to you next. Do you agree with Mr. Reliable, or do you have a different prediction in mind with this first time ever triple threat X Division level exhibition? What do you think? You're muted. Botch. There's the first one of the night.
Botch.
Yeah, you're right. Like I usually tend to unmute, but this time I didn't. Anyways, Um,
Damn it.
yeah. I have to agree with Walter. I think Cedric Alexander is going to win this. I mean, like none of the Rascal, like it's kind of be an interesting dynamic for these two being in a triple threat match and be okay with it without hurting their tag team. Like there's no conflict, there's no anything going on, just mutual respect of wrestling, which
What a
is
crazy
kind of
concept.
unique. Yeah, what a crazy concept. But does this mean it's going to be like an Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio scenario that they might start to fight each other, or I'm not sure like how I feel about this match, but I'm intrigued of what the end game might be for this.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
You're intrigued to know where the victory road ends.
Bloody hell, it's already starting. Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Cruz, we should be here all night. Don't forget to tip your virtual waiter. Gosh. Oh, it is? Oh, son of a bitch. Fine. Just for tonight.
Say, no, did you forget about that?
I almost deleted it.
Don't forget. Sorry, everybody. This man better sing.
Shut the fuck up, Charles.
Emmanuel, make sure that happens.
Le Bosch.
Suck it, Blue.
You and
All
your
right.
sister both, Emmanuel, please.
All right. Well, so far we got two different type of ideas here. So with Charles trying to raise my ire, let's go to him in conclusion for this prediction. Because I also do look at the fact that the Rascals, Myron Reed, is challenging for the X Division Championship in the main card, in case we forgot. So we'll also keep that in mind as well. But to Mayo's point, yeah, the Rascals, they're not even involved in the tag title scene right now because that's being reserved for the Hardys and the Dudleys in a tables match at Bound for Glory. So again, jury is out what the Rascals could be doing if any of them aren't involved in the X Division Championship after tonight. And Myron might be their last shot. Shout out to Wrestling Evolver. Charles, what do you think? Who you got winning this triple threat?
I'll say, let's just move on. It's a foregone conclusion. Walter was right. Cedric's winning this.
Damn, just right off the Rascals back to the treehouse, smoking something up not as good as Walter's stuff, apparently, I guess. I don't know. I don't mess with that stuff. Nor do I mess with Kananas as well. But all right, fair enough. Shoot, make that quick. Okay, yeah, it does seem a little odd considering Cedric Alexander, again, still very new here in TNA, has already lost out in the X Division Championship. He's already lost out to Mustafa Ali. He kind of needs to get a win, in my opinion. And getting a win over two former X Division champions would be a major coup in Cedric Alexander's career, where I don't think he's done pursuing the X Division Championship yet. So yeah, I agree with y'all. I think Cedric Alexander is also going to win this. What does it mean for Trey, Miguel, and Zachary Wentz? Trey Miguel coming back from recent hernia surgery, successful, thankfully. The jury is out, but that's really all I gotta say about that. And doggone it, friggin' JJ,
Yes. Make sure we get him to sing that.
No, freaking Nickelback.
You know what to do, Emmanuel, and your sister.
Charles, stop instigating. All right? Damn it. I'm going to try.
What we need to do is for more people to do it. Like it's kind of lame
True.
when it's only me and Maureen. So
that's because no one else
please,
has the money.
watching this.
End of the month, the freaking bills. People got more important things to do than hear
Noah has a no
politically
refund
incorrect
policy.
advance.
Noah has a no refund policy. He doesn't give the nickel back.
Moving on. Fuck Penthouse and AJ Francis. Let's get into the actual card, shall we? All right. Moving on from there, as I pull the needle on that horrible pun, here is your favorite pair of Hollywood wannabes in the Hollywood Hunks, taking on the hometown man coming from a hometown near you, and Matt Cardona. Tag team action with hometown man Matt Cardona taking on Keith Big Busy. Of course, Nick Nemeth, the wanted man, and Ryan Nemeth. Who cares a fuck? Traditional tag team match. We saw Ryan Nemeth lose to the hometown man at Emergence, as the hometown man has now won in every hometown imaginable. included but not limited to Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know the other hometowns. I don't know how many hometowns a single man can have. Why Cardona is always ready. And what are you talking about?
Hey, wasn't he in Ohio, one of them?
Yes, he was in Ohio, and Lord knows the Cleveland Browns could use something to get their team back into Super Bowl contingency, but that's a different conversation.
Something?
Anyway, yeah, like I said, this is right here, just like, why is this a thing? Simon Miller, why? Am I supposed to expect the hometown man, Cardona, to become a tag team? Please no. Of course, the Nemeths, thankfully, are not the TNA tag team champions anymore after losing to the Hardys again. So now they're trying to take the rage out on the hometown man. Why Cardona? Well, he and Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth in a current life, they have a lot of history. Straight up, folks, it's a grudge tag match that was literally booked tonight, I believe. So, yeah, that's a thing. Well, how do you bet against the hometown man when he's in his hometown, even if it's in Canada? I'm just saying. I mean, I think the hometown man, Cardona, are probably going to win this because, to your point, Cardona was very much part of Tuesday night's welcoming party from TNA Wrestling, just saying. But also, Cardona, former digital media champion, always ready. I'm sure he's going to be part of the Call Your Shot gauntlet. We, of course, learned number 20 tonight is going to be Vance Warner after he eliminated Xylene Lee. That was kind of crazy. So keep that in perspective. Thank the Lord it's not flop dollar. But anyway, I think that Cardona and the hometown man are going to win here. This match, I'm just like, why is this a thing? Charles, fuck it. Does anyone really have anything else to actually say about this match and believe the Nemeths are going to win here, by the way? Fuck you. Fucking hell. Always gotta be one person. Okay, Emmanuel, why you got the Nemeths? Go ahead. I'll get the next two.
No, I'm not gonna go with the Nemeths. I'm just gonna go see. He's a hometown man.
I'm copyright.
He's a hometown man.
I'm copyright.
Anyways,
oh my gosh, that's a horrible song.
But yeah, other than that, no, like I could see the Nemeths winning because, like, to be honest, like you said yourself, these two is not going to be a tag team unless they continue this feud. It should be a short one. So I feel like it makes more sense for the Nemeths to pursue the tag team title they didn't lost and keep the momentum and have a valid reason why why they deserve another rematch.
I don't think I need to see the Nemeths again in the tag title picture, but yeah, I mean, he was there on Tuesday defending TNA. He was once fighting alongside the system against Mustafa Ali. Whether or not he's still doing that, I have no idea. The system has been going to bat for Cardona at times. And again, we'll talk more about them later. So I would say right now he is babyface. He is Team TNA, and we're going to go along with that. Plus, when you're facing Ryan Nemeth, you're definitely the babyface versus that idiot. I'm just saying. Okay, fair enough. Everyone agrees we're going with the hometown man and freaking Cardona here. Going once. Going twice. All right, good. The eyes have it. Oh, my gosh. And I don't need to see any paperwork following this. All right, moving on. Golly, that was a waste of brain cells. Moving on. This is something that hopefully will purge my displeasure for that match, even though one person wants to cleanse TNA of the most motivational man in the wrestling business. I'm just saying. It is a one-on-one affair with a former TNA World Champion versus a TNA Grand Slam champion. As Eric Young looks to cleanse TNA wrestling of, that is 250 pounds of pure motivation. The answer to all life's questions. The man that entered WrestleMania with the TNA Championship and unfortunately got screwed by that one-trick Booker T cosplaying pony. I'm, of course, talking about everyone's favorite viral sensation, Joe Hendry, because we all believe
his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I forget how to say his name. Anyway, Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry! All right, seriously, though. Eric Young and Joe Hendry have been kind of at each other's throats for quite a period of time. things really escalated last week when Joe Hendry, he showed up, and Icarus, formerly part of the Northern Army, I believe. I don't think they're part of the Northern Army anymore. I think they're finally their own like tag team. Again, TNA has been very confusing with since it's become like WTNA almost to a degree. And Eric Wallace last week and assaulted the official. Since then, we've seen back and forth verbal assaults here with Eric Young and Joe Hendry out of everything pretty much except the song, which kind of disappoints me because I was hoping for another one-hit wonder. But yeah, it's a one-on-one match. Joe Hendry has not had a great record so far, though, this year in one-on-one matches, it seems. And I believe it's the first time that Eric Young and Joe Hendry are going one-on-one for the first time ever. So let's go ahead and get y'all's thoughts here. Charles, I'll start with you. Do you have Eric Young or Joe Hendry?
Eric Young. Because one reason in particular, Joe Hendry's going to be on his way out. It's only fair.
It's only fair.
You know what?
And to be fair, Joe Hendry's also been appearing a lot more on NXT, so...
Joe Hendry's going to be the de facto in the invasion angle. Like, somebody's going to work for NXT undercover. It's going to be Joe Hendry. Watch.
Hey.
There you go.
Well, I mean, again, we've already seen brutal assaults backstage. Eric Young cut ties with the Northern Armory. But again, last week we saw what happened when Eric Young got embarrassed courtesy of Joe Hendry. So, Santana Morana made it official that tomorrow these two will face each other one-on-one as Eric Young vows to cleanse TNA wrestling. But it sounds like Walter's already proven that he's out the door to be sponged out of the red and yellow. I don't know how I feel about that personally, but you're also not wrong because every time they say his name in NXT, he shows up from actually anywhere.
In a different
fridge.
Way. It's hilarious the ways he did it. He's doing it.
Either for a fridge or a wall.
Yeah, I'm about to say fridge, the wall, the door, the ringside, out of nowhere. It's like, good grief.
I'm surprised wrestling even does a wall anymore. After Shockmaster, I would be nervous to have somebody bust through a wall.
Well, they got the kayfabe walls that Kip Wilson got thrown through by Damian Priest and Samantha, but that's a whole different conversation. And again, what's a real wall in WWE besides the friggin' corporate wall? Just saying. That being said, Joe Hendry, last time he was a heel, JJ, was Ring of Honor, and he was still pretty much respected. And that was when he was real with Dalton Castle. I don't necessarily see Joe Hendry betraying TNA wrestling for NXT. I think that would make him the most unmotivational man on the planet and a sellout. It's bad enough with WWE's rep as it is when it comes to how much they sold out to country redacted. But anyway, we're going to leave that alone. All right, so that being said, he's got Eric Young because if he's Joe Hendry, has one foot out the door. Again, could be in the Collar Shot Gauntlet, though. I'm just saying. Both of these men could use momentum heading into Bound for Glory for that as well. Keep in mind, we got a Call Your Shot Gauntlet. Up to 20 people are going to be involved in that, male and female. And the winner of that match gets a chance to challenge for any title they want at any time, where and when over the next year. We saw how well Kazarian used that, though. Just saying. That's why he's never going to be TNA World Champion. Crook. All right.
I think
Emmanuel
should win that and challenge for the NXT title.
That would be interesting, actually, because I know Joe Hendry confronted up with Femi after WrestleMania, and I kind of want to see that match just to see how crazy it would be if he would upset the ruler. We'll talk more about that later, though, when we go to NXT No Mercy, considering who he's facing is an absolute challenger. Is he an absolute threat? Jury is out. Emmanuel, Joe Hendry, Eric Young. Do you agree with Charles and Eric Young? Or do you got Joe Hendry?
I'm not sure what's the contract status with Joe Hendry, like when he's due.
End of year.
End of the year. Yeah, he still has time. Joe Hendry for the Vickery. For me, it makes sense to because he's been eating a lot of L's in NXT as well. So another L in a pay-per-view will not make sense. If he could do the gauntlet match and Hendry's going to be in it, my question is it transferable to NXT? If it is, then I could actually see that happening. But if it's not, then like it's going to be we could have a different winner. who most likely who is going to face Santana in a future date when he wants that title.
Well, I know Walter Cruz was holding out for that to see him finally fulfill his path of purpose / promise / self redemption. And to my fellow NOLA / TNA faithful friend here in the Cinema Studios, Datilla, who could drop in at any time, teleporting in from the command center if she chooses to. Otherwise, she can stay in the chat and just be like, whatever she prefers. She's saying they're basically wrapping up with Hendry. She very well might be right. But again, if it's the end of the year, that's Bound for Glory. That's probably Overdrive. And usually TNA ends in December with the final resolution. So we'll see. But what is the final resolution for Joe Hendry in TNA Wrestling if that is truly to be the case? I don't think it happens here at Victory Road. I think Young gets defeated. I'm going with Joe Hendry. Walter, you close this thing out. 2 for Joe Hendry, 1 for Eric Young. What do you think?
Interesting.
Right?
Damn. Usually I go for Henry on his matches. Like, it's weird to go against him, but I'm gonna say Eric Young. I don't know. Because what purpose would Joe Hendry going over you, Eric Young? Like, he's not involved in like a certain feud or anything. So I think.
Well, neither is Eric Young for that matter. I mean, what is Eric Young doing after this?
That's true. But again, I think both of them are going to play a big factor in this invasion angle. But if you want Eric Young to look like a threat for TNA, you got to have him go over people. So I don't know. I think Eric Young is going to win this one.
I think Eric Young is delusional because when you look at Eric Young, he's the last of the old guard to a degree outside for Kazarian, who's nothing more but Carlos Silva's court jester. You think about Sami Callihan, that's now retired, and Eric Young, who's been absolutely distraught that the TNA championship is on an NXT superstar that is making a mockery of it. And again, Attila, JJ, stop it. You stop it. That's a bad NXT and TNA fan. You stop it. I just don't see Joe Hendry betraying TNA because that would actually prove that Eric Young was right. So regardless, I think you kind of, if you're going to build the freaking battle line for TNA with Joe Hendry, he needs to be a winner. And I think Joe Hendry needs a win here, critically. So I'm going with Joe Hendry. What do you got to say real quick, Emmanuel?
Yeah, I mean, like Datilla and JJ could be right, Noah, because think about what happened in the end of NXT. The TNA all came out and beat up NXT. Who was not there doing the brawl out? Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry was not part of the brawl, helping up TNA.
Busy racing cars.
So didn't he already show up like earlier and freaking?
Yeah, he had a match, but so he had no excuse. But he had no excuse why he couldn't help his fellow TNA comrades. So it's kind of a head scratcher. Why was he not out there? That's the problem. Like they may be on to something.
I
said it. He could be the de facto, the undercover.
I would hate for that to be the freaking case because I would hate to see NXT beat TNA. Just saying. That being said, it's 2001 all over again. But to this point, I do remember that. But here's the thing: Eddie Edwards had roots in Ring of Honor with those men. The only roots that Joe Hendry has, WWE's been using him as a say his name spotlight monkey. But they have been giving him opportunities. But at the end of the day, he is being entertaining for the WWE Universe. But has he won anything in WWE majorly? No. So at the end of the day, if he did that, he would be nothing more but a sellout. So I don't need to see that. And I think Joe Hendry needs to prove a point towards Eric Young when it comes to the fact that Eric Young blames him for the state that TNA's in. How do you do that? You beat a former TNA Grand Slam champion and tell him to shut the fuck up. Joe Hendry for the win. All right. Now, moving on, let's go ahead and move forward here. Talking about bringing people pain and injury and also embarrassment. There's no one that's been more of an example of that in NXT. Whether or not it was accidental or inadvertent, doesn't matter. It still happens. Rich Holland. Rich Holland has shown up now in freaking TNA to take out Mike Santana. So far, he has not injured him. And it wouldn't surprise me if Trick Williams was the guy that hired this man, knowing his Northern grit and his past history. Your boy Mike Santana has one last roadblock on the way to victory if he truly is bound for glory, Walter, as he goes one-on-one after being attacked by this man last week. Yeah, about to say, the world froze over. This is so damn weird. Attila and JJ agreeing on something regarding NXT and TNA? The fuck? All right, anyway, back to this now. That's something. Walter, I gotta start with you on this one, man. That's your boy, but this is Rich Holland. Lord knows what could happen here. Do you really think that Rich Holland could derail Mike Santana ahead of Bound for Glory, knowing that Mike Santana is challenging for the TNA World Championship at Bound for Glory? It would be freaking career suicide for freaking Mike Santana to not be there at the show. And it would be a bigger what the fuck than sitting back here losing the Ice Women's Championship to Jesse Jane if Rich Holland beats Mike Santana. What do you think?
It's probably going to either be a no contest or Rich Holland's going to win by DQ or count out because Trick Williams is going to be out on commentary. Can't keep his ass in the seat, and he's either going to interfere, cause Santana the match as an embarrassment, or because he hit Santana, Rich can win by DQ. So it's either... I'm a little conflicted. Rich might win because of DQ, though. But I think Trick is going to interfere here. I'm going to go with Rich Holland, but it's not going to be clean. It's some disqualification bullshit because of Trick Williams.
Right? I didn't know. I forgot he existed as well. All right. Also, screw that Trick. Okay, so you're going with Rich Holland via disqualification, if nothing else, because it's not about the match. It's about hurting Mike Santana.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair point. Mike Santana, though, again, he's been on the upside since, and I do feel like even if Mike Santana does win, you just pointed out Trick Williams is going to be there. Freaking Trick Williams and Rich Holland can still double team the man after the fact. It also might play more into the invasion angle, because as long as NXT holds the TNA championship, they hold the power. And that's the biggest thing we got to consider here outside this invasion angle. As long as that Booker T Black Snow cosplayer holds the TNA championship, TNA is at NXT's mercy, and none of it may be shown. So I'm going to go with Mike Santana again, the win, especially because he was the one that launched the first Sovat against NXT when he showed up this past Tuesday during that main event on commentary. I'm ironic. So, yeah, I'm going with freaking Mike Santana for the win. Purely. Spin the block and make sure Rich Holland isn't seen again. All right, so that's a Mike Santana. That's a Rich Holland. Let's go down to you two and see if this goes 50-50 or if it's going to be lopsided. Charles, I'll go to you next. Mike Santana, Rich Holland, who you got?
Yeah. Walter's right on the money. Except Trick has to hit Rich Holland to get for that to cause a DQ victory. So there you go. Rich Holland by DQ.
Well, at the end of the day, I just put down the names. It comes down to what they say after the bell. If they announce the name after the bell. Lord knows Tom Hannigan more so does that versus the freaking Mackenzie Mitchell, for Pete's sake, when TNA goes off the rails. All right. Well, we got two. Rich Holland via disqualification. One Mike Santana via spin the block. Emmanuel, what do you think?
I'm going for Mike Santana in this one.
There you go.
I would not be confident with Rich Holland. He's been falling into oblivion. He's going to the dark hole. There's no point return. Like he went with main roster down to NXT, down to Evolve, now back down to TNA, and he's gonna go down to AAA. He's gonna go down.
All right.
A roller coaster of a career.
Yeah, and it's only going one way. Take that down. Damn
what road is he on?
The road to nowhere.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. That's just a fact of life. Yeah.
And it's not his fault. Let's face back. It's not his fault.
No.
He he actually wishes good. It's just the booking. The booking is not in his favor, and sad for him that he's gonna suffer another loss in this match. So it's one of
Had he
those
not,
things that
I wonder what would have happened had he not broken Big E's neck, because I feel like he lost confidence after that, and then it wasn't
yeah
as crisp anymore, and then that's what screwed up his booking. I really feel like that's what happened.
Yeah,
yeah
yeah, I do think that mentally warped him to the point that he never really recovered because that trust wasn't found in himself more so than the WWE universe. So it is one of those things where, unfortunately, victim of circumstance. Again, it's not ballet. You literally live on the edge of a lightning bolt. You're only one false botch away from a critical mistake, and Rich Holland's a victim of that. As far as this goes, though, you can't derail Mike Santana, but I can understand trying to make him look vulnerable because, to Walter's point, when we saw him lose at Summiversary, this has to be his fucking moment at Bound for Glory, or you might as well say WWE owns TNA. But that's a whole different conversation and a different prediction video for another day. But regardless, here, 50-50. All right, then. So Mike Santana versus Rich Holland. And again, screw that trick. All right. Moving on. Now let's go ahead and see in which side you trust. For an Ali, you trust, or do you trust the system? Knowing that the winner will have the advantage for Bound for Glory when both factions go to hardcore war. It is Moose versus Mustafa Ali one-on-one after Moose was literally dropped dead by that headbutt by Agent Zero. And Mustafa Ali has renewed confidence in him thanks to Tasha Steelz, and the Order 4 is now a united front and calls themselves more of a family. But you cannot argue with me when it comes to the fact that the system has ran for TNA since TNA has existed. Here we have the face of the franchise versus the leader previously of the X Division. In the first time ever one-on-one encounter. It was agreed tonight that both men agreed that no party members of Order 4 or the system will be involved at ringside or in this match. It will be a one-on-one contest. Take that for what you will from somebody that's as crooked as a politician. You know who I'm talking about, and I'm not saying names here. Not even names on the screen or off screen, just saying. But again, the winner of this match will get the one-upsmanship, because in Hardcore War, it's one person from one team each to start off, and then the advantage goes to, obviously, the team that will have 2-on-1. Then it'll be 2-on-2. You get the idea. So this is unique because for the first time in a long time, we have legitimate faction warfare to the point that they could have done Leave a Lot, then I think they should have done that. But has the system ran its course? We always ask ourselves, when is the system on the verge of failing, shutting down? They had a reboot. Has the reboot actually updated them to a better standard? Or are they still struggling to find a better version of themselves, thanks to Eddie Edwards? Why the Order 4, they have been now fully reinforced in confidence thanks to Mustafa Ali and the trust they have in each other and the sacrifices Tasha Steelz particularly is willing to make. Now, we've seen the back and forth with the Great Hands. We've seen the back and forth with Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, for example, and Eddie Edwards. We've seen Tasha Steelz and Alicia Edwards even mix it up. But we haven't seen what you could call the leaders of the factions necessarily mix it up. And that's Moose and Mustafa Ali, as they both lead by example. So let's see what you all think about this. Who gets the advantage at Bound for Glory? Oh, gee, I wonder. Advantage. Heel versus face. Who are we going to go with? Emmanuel, in which side do you trust? Mustafa Ali in the Order 4 or the system to get the advantage for Bound for Glory and Hardcore War off the singles exhibition?
I had to go with Mustafa Ali. He's going to get the advantage for this type of match, and then he's going to lose that match because he lost it. Because the system will prevail after this. They need to really make like this match really credible, because if Ali can't defeat Moose one-on-one, like it'll be like, what's the point? Like, if we really needs Agent Zero to do all his thing just to show his dominance. Like, he needs to have this win to prove why he's the leader of this faction, and yeah, something, and do something, and just prepare after this. So that's my pick, Ali.
All right, fair enough. Well, I will say this, Walter. It's been very rare we've seen faces with the advantage in these type of stipulation matches under any wrestling company. But even so, using the team with the advantage doesn't necessarily always lose either. Wyatt Mayo is trying to throw a premonition of the future of faction warfare with hardcore war between the Order of 4 and the system at Bound for Glory. But what do you think? Do you think Ali gets the advantage for his team? And does he do it on his own, or does Moose prove once again why he is the face of the franchise and gets one up on the Order for the system?
When the hell did we think system would have anything to do with being faces?
Yeah. Again, we live in bizarre where JJ and Attila are agreeing on something relating to NXT and TNA, and we're literally trusting the system as baby faces for TNA. This is the world we live in.
I don't go against Moose, man. I really can't. But Mustafa, it would make more sense for the heels to get an advantage, and the system have to fight from underneath. But the system is so used to doing the opposite of that. So this one's actually pretty hard. Based on their side, and I know they both said the factions won't be there, but it's Mustafa Ali. So he tells us to trust, but can we really trust him at his word? I think Mustafa Ali wins, but it's gonna be by hook or crook. There's nothing clean. Somebody from the Order 4 is gonna show up or something. So Agent Zero is gonna show up, maybe as a cameraman, maybe as something, and then
Cameraman
pop up. I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be something. There's gonna be a ref bump somewhere, and Agent Zero's gonna find his way into the ring, and then boom, 1, 2, 3. So I think Mustafa Ali is gonna win.
All right,
But not
fair
clean,
enough.
not clean at all.
But about to say, is anything clean about a politician? All right,
No.
fair enough. So you got Mustafa Ali as well. Well, Charles, this really escalated when the system got assaulted by the Order 4 and they took out JDC, who is out indefinitely. But also, if you've all watched Lethal Lockdown like I have, we've seen people taken out that has motivated a team, and that person comes back when it matters the most to help that team find sweet victory. I want you to put that in perspective as well. We also saw Mustafa Ali try to interfere in a match with Flop Dollar and Moose to cost Moose the match, and it didn't work. Moose still won, led by example. And now Moose called Mustafa Ali out for this one-on-one encounter. So right now we got two people saying Ali through distrust will find victory here. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Freaking Ali's winning this. And as far as Emmanuel was his point about Ali losing at Mount Glory, nah. I expect the Warforce to win that too. I just really see the system fully breaking up at some point and Moose be on his own. His baby face. Fully. I just see that happening.
So you see the system finally shutting down.
Pretty much. And with Moose getting cheers and being a babyface, it's like, yeah, that's almost a sign that the system is going to shut down.
So look at these two trying to predict Bound for Glory freaking 2 weeks in advance.
I was already gonna say this even beforehand because I had this spot even after Slamversary and Moose came out back to his old theme and him back to like a babyface after the match and shows afterwards.
Hey, what if the Order 4 can become the Order 5? What if there's somebody they got in mind and they interfere and Mustafa can be like, I said nobody from the Order 4 was going to be there. And then somebody is a hidden member and becomes a member after the fact. You never know.
That's fair. No, because he's whipped that one trick ass. That's even worse. You know, I think about that.
Oh, sorry. Seattle won. I'm watching football. Sorry.
Okay,
that was the most out of nowhere. Just super.
Because they just won by a field goal. Literally no time on the clock.
So there you go. And stay tuned for more football coverage courtesy of Stat Boy Mike on Monday nights outside the Stats Boy Sports Bar. Okay, fair enough. And JJ, we already saw that the system beat the freaking enhancement talent. Just saying.
Yeah, so Sorry, JJ.
All right, fair enough. Look, it's a tale as old as Lethal Lockdown itself. It's Lethal Lockdown without the fucking cage. You're going to have the heels get the advantage here. You're going to have the babyfaces get the win at Bound for Glory and JDC returning. It's as simple as that. I don't see it going any other way. And right now, if the system is going to be part of the battle line for TNA against NXT, then the system needs to have some sort of momentum because, again, does Order 4 care about TNA or does Order 4 only care about Mustafa Ali? You tell me. I think the system deserves to show why they have been the standard of TNA one more time. And then the Order 4 can come back and usher in World War II against them if they want. But again, not trying to predict too far in advance. I do think, though, with the fact this is about advantage, yeah, I do think Mustafa Ali is going to win. And it wouldn't surprise me if Order Agent Zero comes out, ref bump, headbutts Moose once again, and incapacitates him. I cannot remember the last time I saw somebody take Moose down with a headbutt. That was freaking ridiculous. Good grief.
Well, you see the size of Agent Zero? Shit.
Fair enough. We haven't seen him go one-on-one yet with anybody either. Now I want to see Moose go up against Agent Zero one-on-one. Fair enough, Walter. All right, but in this match, we're all unanimous. And Ali, we do not trust, but we do trust in distrust he will get the victory and the advantage for the Order 4. What happens afterwards? Stay tuned to the predicting Bound for Glory. Okay, good stuff. Now let's go ahead and move on from something that absolutely is disadvantageous to something inspirational. Let's talk about the Elegance brand, represented by, well, at least she's not on the graphic. Heather and M by Elegance with that Pee Wee Herman Timu cosplayer. Freaking Paul Room is rolling over his grave. The personal concierge escorting the Elegance brand, defending for the third fucking time now against this team. The Inspiration, Cassie Lee, and Jessica McKay. Okay, straight up, why the fuck do we keep running this wheel back? I'm sick and tired of this shit. The Inspiration earned this opportunity thanks to one half of the Inspiration getting the win over M by Elegance. After Cash Lee defeated M in a singles match, the Inspiration was awarded this chance once again. At Slammiversary, the Elegance brand, unfortunately, were able to abscond away with these titles. And we've seen the Elegance brand and the Inspiration fight multiple times, including with the newest knockout, I forget her name, Mara Sadeh or something like that. So, seriously, I'm so
Are you saying that you're uninspired?
That's not a pun. That's reality. I'm so fucking sick of this freaking faction holding the gold. It is literally driving me insane. So help me. But it's Victory Road, right? Ash doesn't have a match, so she could get involved here, right? They probably have hairspray and glitter to get involved here. For the love of Pete. What is it gonna fucking take to get these titles off this freaking piss poor, non-endorsed Maybelline fashion? Ugh. Charles, your thoughts first. You got new TNA Knockout Tag Team Champions.
Well, I think this is about to be the most easiest match to predict on the show because Elegance brand is not losing those belts. They're going to lose those belts on the same night when Ash loses the Knockouts World title. It's not going to be tonight on the show. The tag titles are staying with the Elegance brand.
Okay.
Tranquilo, Noah. Tranquilo.
Unfortunately.
Emmanuel, do you even have anything to say besides that?
Like I think hopefully, yeah. I mean, this is the way for them to finally win this. So no, why bring the Inspiration back from TNA? It does not make sense. Like for me, like it's like the other NXT faction that already lost, that we're gonna discuss later. They already lost a member. And it's like them losing the tag title, but the main title is what's important. So they could actually lose this title So for Noah's sake, I'm not gonna make him more mad. I'm gonna go with the inspiration to beat new tag team titles, and let's move on from this storyline. I think it's just hurting the TNA more than like it's like a bad heat, like it's not a good heat, like Dominic Mysterio boo type of moment. It's like boo, get off my screen. Like I don't want you to see you type of scenario. So it's like yeah, they're getting the wrong message right now. So it's time to move on.
No one even reacts to this fucking brand when they cosplay out of freaking Party City or Hollywood, USA, your freaking typical costume play. What the fuck they're gonna show up as here in Canada? They've already done the Mounties. You can't show up as a bunch of deer because no one's got a shotgun waiting for you. That being said, seriously, fuck it. I don't care about the point. Inspiration better fucking win. I don't care about waiting for Bound for Glory and Indy Hartwell praying to God and never taking that title from Ash. If Masha wasn't blackballed, I bet they all three of them could have lost the gold here. But clearly that's not going to be the case. So they're probably going to course correct. So bottom line, I'm going to say Inspiration is going to win, even though I'm sure TNA is not going to allow that because it's WWE TNA and they don't give a fuck. But I'm going with the Inspiration for the win. And it was a problem if afterwards, beat down angle, Indian Inspiration, you set up Bound for Glory, pray to God something positive comes out of that for the Knockouts division. Ugh, fine. All right, then. Anyway, Inspiration for the win. Please, for the love of God, finally get those damn titles off the Elegance brand. I've had enough of this shit. Okay. You know, going forward with this invasion, I can see all TNA champions being ex-WWE talent. Well, considering they were the last real team that legitimately mattered to me when it came to the Women's Tag Team Championships, or excuse me, the only actual team that mattered me for the Women's Tag Team Championships, I wouldn't mind it. And seeing Cassidy back in NXT when Peyton Royce won the NXT Women's Championship in that fatal four-way pinning Nikki Cross, I still stand by that. NXT was San Antonio. That actually made me care about looking at that highlight. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, Inspiration for the win. All right, I feel a little better now. Fine.
Inspiration versus the Elegance brand is starting to turn into like Nia Jax. Like, god damn it, stay away from the title for a little bit. What the hell? Like,
God, they
like Nia.
They can't close the fridge or send the makeup back. All right, let's go ahead and move on.
Oh, I didn't get my thoughts about Inspiration.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Walter.
No, it's alright. Inspiration. Otherwise, why else did they get a third freaking time? If they lose here, they better not ever get a title shot for a long time. Like
they might as well stay retired from wrestling because clearly women's tag team wrestling doesn't matter in any place. AEW though, give me a chance to make me believe in it. At least you got 5 teams I can actually buy into. Stay tuned for more talk on that.
By the way,
what?
I think that's why Tony lost the world title, but never mind.
Save that thought the next time we see her on screen. And when we actually see some sort of bracket.
It's gonna be Tony and Mina.
All right, now you're pushing it. Moving on.
I agree with Walter.
No, it should be the Sisters of Sin, and not. Will you stop that? You're freaking talking about AEW on a TNA focus prediction show. Damn it! Save that for the
blame Walter.
Oh, well,
blame
blame
Canada. Blame Canada.
You're lucky Ash or Nick is not here right now.
Shout out to the Canadian Connection. If you haven't already, go check out Ash's chat when me and her talked about destruction in Kobe. And don't be a dickhead. Subscribe today to Fatty for Wrestling right here on YouTube.
No, but seriously.
Noah looks like he's about ready to want to stab somebody with a 10. Look on his face.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving. We still got a whole other show to talk about.
Exactly. Next Division Championship on the line, Leon Slater and Myron Reed. Myron Reed, of course, the other part of the Rascals, coming in here to defend the titles. And as I talk about that, teleport again from the command center. She has finally decided to arrive. It is our mighty Pink Ranger, who will start off things here first when I'm done talking about this. As Division Championship on the line, Leon Slater defending against Myron Reed. Myron Reed, who earned this opportunity in a wild 4-way X Division title, number 1 contendership. It was Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, Myron Reed, and Jake Something facing off in a four-way. And when the match was over, Myron Reed was the one that won. Myron Reed, of course, who recently came back to TNA, has always been a Rascal, was here in Trey Miguel's absence. The Rascals, the treehouse full once again with these three gentlemen as we look at Myron Reed trying to seize the TNA Championship. Myron Reed, of course, still the Wrestling Revolver champion, by the way, as part of Young Gold alongside his wife, Kayla Kelly, but that's neither here nor there. While Leon Slater, of course, the youngest X-Division champion ever, he will be defending this title now, I believe, for the third time. And again, if he gets through this, he has Amazing Red waiting for him at House of Glory, and who knows what waits for him at freaking Bound for Glory. Just saying. All right, Attila, welcome to the chat. One of the City Predict team. Go ahead and talk about the X Division Championship. Good to have you here. Go ahead and give your pick.
Good to be here, Noah.
Appreciate you.
Of course. I think Slater takes this. I don't think he's dropping that X Division title anytime soon. Yeah. So I gotta go with Slater.
That's simple enough.
And for the record, Myron Reed won because Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz were too busy arguing on the outside.
Well, at the end of the day, they're probably like, okay, what about me? What about me? I can do this. You can do this, etc. They smoked too much, and their freaking judgment was not clear as day.
Smoke him if you got him. Which I don't got him. I don't got him. I'm sure Walter's got him.
Great segue.
Damn.
No, that's accurate, actually. Walter, that being said, you got the actual right pick for this match as well. Do you agree with the two that Leon Slater retains? Go ahead.
Slater's got to at least face AJ Styles before dropping that title. So, yeah, he ain't losing.
You're really holding out for that.
Mm-hmm. You know how long we waited for AJ Styles just to show up?
Well, I mean, you know, we already knew he was showing up at Slammiversary, but do you expect them to actually surprise us again with Get Ready to Fly Out of Nowhere and him challenging Leon Slater for the X Division Championship? He did say we'll talk about that later, but we know what he's doing soon, and that's facing John Cena one last time at Crown Jewel.
I'm telling you, they need to do a run with him where he faces a bunch of people that can still go that were like the original faces of the X Division. They need to do that. He already had to face Amazing Red. That was step one. Keep going. And AJ should be like the final boss.
I don't think he's gonna be able to face Joe or Daniels.
No, he's not. Well, Daniel's retired. Samoa Joe's in AEW.
Well, that's why I said the ones that you can, because obviously AEW is going to restrict that. Yeah.
So he should be Frankie Kazarian. Got it. Okay.
The king of TNA? Don't disrespect the king of TNA.
I'm going to disrespect that guy all I want until he gets his freaking crown and proves me otherwise when he got his ass kicked tonight by Steve Maclin as he should have. The only thing that didn't happen, he didn't get mic dropped in the process.
So who do you despise more, the king of TNA or the Elegance brand?
Elegance brand! Anyway. Don't get me started until I'm about to say it. I'm trying to decompress. And that will cause me to level up in my rage, bringing that up again. I can't stand that brand. It was almost as annoying as the beautiful people back then with the ugly stick trying to beautify
the beautiful
TNA.
people are going into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yes, congratulations for them. It still doesn't mean I don't like their characters and found them extremely obnoxious. There's a reason why my favorite knockouts of all time were Terra, for example. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation for another day. All right, Emmanuel, go ahead. Leon Slater or Myron Reed, who you got leaving the X Division Championship?
I had Leon retaining as well. And yeah, I mean, like for me, it's like it's the no-brainer. I think we should just skip along. Like we should cut the 5 count, Noah. Like,
all right, fair enough. Look at this guy. Okay, and then I don't think Charles is going to disagree with any of us here. Are you?
Oh, sir, I'm not Emmanuel. I won't pull a manual card unless I have to.
You're gonna pull the Emmanuel card and play face up in attack mode.
Oh God! Here we go with the anime.
I love how the fact. Thank you, Tatilla. I was perfectly signing that reference up. Thank you.
This is the easiest to predict. To be fair.
Didn't you already say that like twice?
No, Charles said that. To me, this is the easiest.
Okay, fair enough, and I actually do agree. It is one of those things, though, that, again, Myron Reed, he got a few little cutie here. I'm curious if the Rascals will get involved here, and will they argue, and will they try and help their boy, or will they cost him? Again, we know that Zachary Wentz, Trey Miguel will be involved on the countdown not as a tag team, but as singles in a triple threat. You almost wonder if those two are going to argue during that when it comes to which one of us should get the win. At the end of the day, I think both Trey and Wentz want to find their way up through TNA once again, prior for the Exhibition Championship. Just the fun. Anyway, that being said, accurate.
I disagree. I actually like the Elegance brand.
Let's go before this starts
What's
bad.
more powerful, the Blue Eyes White Dragon or the Emmanuel card?
Well,
Good
I mean,
question,
the Blue Eyes White Dragon has 3,000 attack points and 2,500. Well, you don't stop that.
What about the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon?
Stop trying to turn this into a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. You're freaking.
I was gonna say, don't get me started. I have a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the arena storage box next to me.
PlayStation, and they got those stupid over hybrid decks with synchronicity.
Which now, funny enough, that game is free. That game is for the download. So, Walter, there you go. Another game for us.
Wait, what game is free? I'm sorry. I was talking to my wife.
DM you.
Oh.
I'll DM you what it is.
All I have to say is I'll die if White Dragon just attacked me.
You know what? I would run. Actually, there's no running. You're doomed.
Well,
actually,
how about the Red Eyes Black Dragon?
Actually, you know what?
Hey, sorry, we get off track. Come on, we got a whole nother show.
Yeah, we'll be right back after this message when we come back talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. Stay tuned, folks.
We're just gonna drive no one insane.
Fucking hell, I'm surrounded by idiots.
You keep
I agree with JJ.
Everybody's trap cards.
Me too. We should be talking about Terrence and Phillip.
Oh my god. Can we please talk about the fake ass king of TNA and Steve?
What was that?
Our main event for Victory Road and move on to NXT No Mercy, please. Oh my god. Oh, coming to a freaking screen near you. Dattila and Walter and I and Charles start a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast and play Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Monsters. Bloody hell.
Sorry, Noah.
It's all right.
I agree with that.
Shut it, Charles. It's all right,
y'all. I only saw the original Yu-Gi-Oh. None of that GX or Jaden Yugi, none of that. Just the original Yu-Gi-Oh.
You're officially in my good graces again, but the fact of the matter is we're not watching Yu-Gi-Oh, although at this point I might want to watch Yu-Gi-Oh versus watch this, because I've already seen stuff that pisses me off. But let's go ahead and talk about wrestling, because that's why we're here, and that's what more people in the chat are probably going to understand. Despite the fact that someone told me I'm marigold surprised. That's nice. Hopefully they don't fuck that up. Let's go ahead and talk about Steve Maclin, Frankie Kazarian. Actually, I'm very excited for that marigold match. Thank you for that, Logan James. Okay, Steve Maclin, the Punisher, the inaugural TNA International Champion. It looks to crown a king the hard way and the right type of crown that he deserves. Frankie Kazarian, they go one-on-one finally for the TNA International Championship. This was further teased after Emergence when Steve Maclin overcame Jake Something and defended bloody hell and defended his title successfully. We also, of course, saw Jake Something go after Steve Maclin again. How dare you? And we also saw what happened when we welcomed back Mr. Anderson. How dare TNA, by the way, not bring the mic back. That was a poor choice. Again, this is WTNA, and I fucking hate it. Anyway, Steve Maclin, of course, and Mr. Anderson did win the night, beating Frankie Kazarian and Jake Something, with Steve Maclin hitting Frankie Kazarian with the KIA and pinning him for the 1-2-3. Oh, no. So, that being said, we finally got the match made one-on-one here, courtesy of the champion and the challenger accepting in his own way. There literally might be a changing of the guard that might piss me off. Or we might literally see Steve Maclin once again, tag him and bag him, hold the line.
Mayhem for all.
Yeah, for real TNA champions, just saying. Let's go ahead and talk about the main event of the show, the TNA International Championship. Why Maclin has held this title inaugurally since winning it at Unbreakable and proving that he's unbreakable since April. WrestleMania weekend, ironically enough. Charles, I'll start with you. Steve Maclin and Frankie Kazarian, who leads with the TNA International Championship?
Well, can't believe we're going to say this out loud, but JJ is right. Frankie for the win.
God bless it.
He's not wrong in that, but right there, yeah, Frankie's winning this.
Damn it.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sure you are. Emmanuel, do you agree?
I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree with Charles here? Do you got Frankie Kazarian actually winning something since he returned to TNA?
Something.
Damn, Gisela.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
find a different word. Go ahead.
The king of TNA is gonna win this, unfortunately. Like, since Steve Maclin actually pinned Kazarian 1, 2, 3 in that tag match, just tells you all that it's wrestling 1-on-1. If you get the best of that person, you most likely going to lose that match.
I really, really want to defy kayfabe 50-50 wrestling logic here, but I look at the roster and I do wonder after this, who else is there in TNA for Maclin to tag and bag? I mean, you look at the amount of
Hang
bodies
on. I
that
gotta
he's
be a
tagged and
father
bagged
for a
already.
moment. Hang on.
Priorities over passions. It's fair enough. Respect. Okay, Dattila, what do you think here? Frank Kazarian or Steve Maclin? Frank Kazarian hasn't done jack diddly since you saw him lose live at Rebellion, the TNA World Championship, not only being planned for a table, but being pinned in decision. So does he finally get a first-time accolade here with the TNA National Championship?
Chop, get to the shower. Let's go now.
So I like Steve Maclin. I've always liked Steve Maclin since he came in. I thought that he was a really good wrestler, and TNA did a really good job booking him.
Right.
But I have to go with the King of TNA because it seems like the King of TNA and Jake Something have a bit of an alliance. So I do think Jake Something will probably get involved in this match and help the King of TNA win.
Oh,
After all, Jake Something couldn't beat Steve Maclin.
That's true.
So I got to go with the King of TNA.
And Jake hasn't won a single iota accolade since being part of TNA, which is a damn crime to me, just saying. So I guess aligning himself.
He hasn't won anything? I know when I started watching TNA like 5 years ago. Yeah, I've only been watching TNA since 2020.
Right.
So I didn't know he hadn't won anything prior, and I didn't know he didn't win anything.
Not in TNA. No, he hasn't won a single title in TNA. Yes, he's a Deadlock Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champion. I believe he still is, which my builder there was at one point. But in TNA, he has not won a single title. Period.
Wow.
Yeah, right? What the hell?
That's truly something.
Something! Damn you! I got it. All right. Well, that being said, oh gosh, I already threw 1 point with my personal animosity. Let's see here. Heart versus mind. What do I go with? The guy that has become the biggest clown of Carlos Silva, or do I go with the man that has been the most realistic champion since Joel Hendry lost the TNA World Championship? Damn it. Damn it. Fucking damn it.
Damn it, son of a bitch. Damn it.
Just let it out, Noah. It's okay.
No, I don't want to.
Come on, Noah.
Come on, Noah.
No. I don't.
The king
Fine.
gets
Yep.
crowned.
You can plead
You'll
the
feel
fifth.
so much better
Just
once you
admit
say
it.
it.
Remember,
Come on.
I plead the fifth. So you can plead the fifth and skip this whole conversation.
We're not in a 4-0.
God. The Maclin changed for disqualification. Steve Maclin. All right. Walter, go ahead and say your pick.
I think Maclin has established his title as the inaugural champion for what it is. Time for him to move on. I feel like he should be in the world title picture coming up. And Maclin versus Santana is going to be a banger. Because I feel like Macklin's going to become a #1 contender soon. And it's time. The title's established. He did what he purposed with the title. But if he retains, what else is going to do? He's going to end up circling and defending against everyone. So I think it's time for Maclin to move on. And I think it's time for, it may not be the crown, but it's time for the King of TNA to get a crown. So I think we got a new champ.
All right, fine. I respect y'all's opinions, but down with Kazarian. All
Was
right.
that tajin?
What?
No, Manuel. He was eating tajin.
Oh, well, we be in. All right, well, fair enough. Well, that being said, folks, that's Victory Road. So what are your thoughts? What are your predictions? Does NXT cross the line and invade during this show once more to what happened on Tuesday night? Didn't see none of that on Thursday night, just saying. As we forge towards Bound for Glory, who will find victory here at Victory Road? Come tomorrow. We'd love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your predictions. Of course, in the chat as well as down below in the comments. Again, stay tuned for the forum for the TNA League for those that are all part of it, including several people here on screen. It will be on my social medias come tomorrow morning. That being said, we went through TNA's Victory Road. Now let's see how NXT will proceed with No Mercy. As we switch
I
gears
guess this
now.
is when I bounce.
Okay, fair enough, Tatilla. You want to fire it down?
Damn.
The only thing I'm gonna say is I guess the Revolution will be televised. That's it. That's like the only match I know that's taking place. I don't know
Right.
anything else.
Absolute.
All right.
Absolute.
Adios, Tatilla. Sorry, I'm ready to go to No Mercy because y'all
Bye.
know what match I'm gonna get excited about.
I'm sure. Tatilla, power down. Again, folks, Raiders of Wrestling, subscribe today. Join my mighty friend when it's wrestling time, whether it's about Power Rangers, Yu-Gi-Oh! Original, or wrestling. Appreciate you, Tatilla. See you next time. No love for life. Despite the fact you sometimes bug me, but I guess everyone else in this family has to, so it's all good. At the end of the day, if I bring entertainment through people that piss me off subtly, then I must be doing something right. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and transition into NXT. This is NXT No Mercy. NXT No Mercy will, of course, be on the Peacock because Peacock still has NXT shows on. That's a saving grace, to say the least. And of course, NXT No Mercy will start 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night. So please keep that in mind. It is Saturday night. These shows are back-to-back days. The predictions form again will be out tomorrow morning, so please stay tuned for more on that. We have 5 matches here, so let's go ahead and get right into things. And we'll kick things off in a brutal, begrudging, I would say vengeful, spiteful, grudge-filled fashion. What happens when a ball bounces off a wall? You get Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs. You get the Destroyer versus the one that's bouncy. As we have Josh Briggs versus Javon Evans, 2, I believe. This is not a no-disqualification match. This is one-on-one, but these two are going after each other's throats over several weeks. We literally saw at NXT Homecoming, Josh Briggs literally got attacked by Javon Evans when Javon Evans bounced onto the freaking screen. Good grief. I'm not sure if there's anything at this point that's going to hold these two men back from one another. And what it's going to lead to for the person in defeat or the person in victory. Javon Evans, of course, who previously challenged Femi at NXT Heatwave. This is more appropriate. There we go. Thank you, JJ. And, of course, lost after being yeeted out of the ring through the announce table and delivered a fall from grace. Josh Briggs, the Destroyer, also previous challenger to the NXT Championship, also lost and had fought with his former partner from Pro Wrestling Noah, Yoshiki Inamura. So here we are, guys. It's a one-on-one grudge match for the second time. Do we end things here, or does things escalate even further? What do you think? Let's go ahead and kick things off with Charles with this grudge match. Charles, Javon Evans or Josh Briggs? Who do you got?
Javon Evans. Well, he has to win it this time. Otherwise, what's the point? That's all I gotta say on that.
Again, he keeps it simple. I appreciate that. Respect. All right.
For now.
Fair enough. Yeah, about to say, this is NXT. I know that nothing's going to be simple here when we get to the main matches. All right.
Then Walter's going to have to ease down.
About to say, he's right now just tranquilo.
For now.
Yeah, about to say, Emmanuel, Javon or Josh Briggs? So you got here in this grudge match. Javon versus Josh 2.
I think this feud is going to continue. Javon Evans going to win this. It's kind of sad for Josh Briggs because he doesn't get this victory on a pay-per-view. He got his victory on a random NXT episode. And not that it's like it's apples and oranges. Like you rather have a victory in a pay-per-view over a TV taping. So I kind of feel sorry for Josh Briggs at this point because he really needs that win, that oomph. But I think this feud is going to continue. So Javon Evans going to win this in this pay-per-view.
All righty then. Fair enough. So we got Javon Evans, the man that's bouncy. Walter, wake up. Wake up a little makeup. Walter, Javon Evans or Josh Briggs. So you got here.
I think Briggs is going to bounce Evans' ass all over the ring. I actually think Briggs is going to win. I think.
Oh, wow.
I think management is starting to get behind Briggs. The whole faking the Undertaker, all that heat and the hate he got. I actually think Briggs is going to become a major player in TNA soon. So, and he's going to probably defend NXT against the TNA invasion. So I honestly think Briggs is going to win this one. Like, I know Evans is the face and the future and everything, but Briggs is the now.
Briggs is the now. That's an interesting fuck. Considering Josh Briggs, again, talking about, Jake something earlier, it's not like he's really done iota anything a lot, really. I mean, again, he's a big man. He's definitely got a lot of potential, but he's got butt kiss for it. I do understand what you mean, though, when it comes to Josh Briggs maybe finding a moment, but how many times does Javon need to be bounced before he could rebound after a loss? Just saying. If someone's going to be endorsed in the future, you got to make sure people can actually buy into you actually winning. And after that fall from grace with Femi, he needs to bounce back, literally. This is the way to do it. And we already saw him send freaking Jasper Troy to Dropperville after he beat him in his in-ring debut on PLE, just saying. So I'm going with Javon Evans here, actually. I got Javon Evans winning. Okay. Well, that was pretty simple. Let's go ahead and move on. And you want to talk about something that I do trust and believe in. I do actually salute the face of America, North America, Mexico, Canada. You know who I'm talking about. And that is, of course, all Eagle. As Ethan Page defends the NXT North American Championship against Tavion. Why does Tavion Heights look like No Way Jose? I'm just saying. Tavion Heights. Of course, Tavion Heights earned this opportunity, or excuse me, I would say goaded Ethan Page to this opportunity after holding a he called the Dr. Whiter Jr. mask on Tuesday and fooling Ethan Page, who clearly wants the AAA Latin American Championship, but basically forced Ethan Page to tap out in an ankle lock. So the ego of Ethan's been bruised, not to mention losing that flag match, despite the fact he beat Tyler Breeze in NXT Homecoming, and Tavion Heights been waiting for his chance. Now Tavion Heights has the opportunity to challenge Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship. In fact, I believe it was Homecoming where somebody, I forget who, actually got Tavion Heights this opportunity. So does he squander it? And do we keep this title made in America for Canada? Or does Tavion Heights actually win and not get booed out of the building? Let's go to Walter first for his prediction on this. Walter, do you have a new face of North America? Is it Ethan Page or is it Tavion Heights this time now? Or does Ethan Page continue to be the best across 3 different countries on the same continent?
He continues to be the best against 3 different countries across the continent because I feel like Mr. Bourne is the next champion. I think they're going to end up being Bourne. There was like a subtle tease backstage when he walked by Matt Bourne. He got rid of Lexus King. I just feel like it's gonna be Miles Bourne that ends up beating Eric Young for that title. Oh, Eric Young! Wow, god damn, I'm tired. All ego. Ethan Page is gonna lose to Bourne, and you got to build that match. So all ego by hook or by crook, by the skin of the teeth, is gonna get by this. And I would be shocked if you see Alijo the Dr. Wagner show up.
Get a whole title for title freaking thing going here, it sounds like. Good grief almighty. Next Worlds Collide. Okay, fair enough. So he's got Ethan Page retaining for Canada and all North America. Emmanuel, do you agree or disagree?
I agree. This is Ash's and Nick's favorite wrestler of all time.
Gee, I wonder why.
Ethan Page. I mean, and also like I said from TNA from the last time, if you come on strong and make him tap out, most likely 90% of the time, the person who gets over loses this match. So, more reason why it'd be a no-brainer for you to pick Ethan Page.
Yeah, about to say, and the day that this title is no longer Canadian, I feel Ash and Nick are going to be like, blasphemy! Injustice against our country? Eh?
It was under deception, though, because he had to act like he was Alijo Wagner to do that.
Yeah, exactly. He got in his head. Let's be honest here. If it wasn't for the freaking mental warfare, I don't think Ethan Page would have necessarily, been in that situation. But again, you do what you have to get one up on the champion, and that's what he did. All right. Well, Charles, go ahead and close this thing out. Is it all for Ethan Page here, or are you going to go off the wild tangent?
Yeah, I'm taking the wild tangent part of the week. Sorry, Emmanuel, I'm taking what you're doing this time.
Fooling Emmanuel. That's going to be the new thing now. Congratulations, Emmanuel.
But my reason it is different. Yeah, I expect a new champion here. Because I expect Ethan to get called up to be with Chelsea since Chelsea's down a person now. And might as well bring that partnership up to the main roster. We got also run that consideration too.
Okay. Interesting.
So that's why I expect Eva to lose the belt on the show. And then he'd be on SmackDown with Chelsea.
All
That's
right.
my only reasoning.
That your only reasoning is that Ethan Page goes from a standalone main eventer level player to sidelining with Chelsea Green, where Chelsea Green and Ethan Page will not even be pushed toward the World Championship picture.
Not yet.
Ethan Page will be. Yeah, say, thank you. Walter said it best for me.
Not yet. Page is going to be involved in the crowd, he's got to defend TNA. I mean, sorry, NXT. He's got to.
Well, that's why I disagree. Like, why is he even going to care about both companies?
About to say, you saw what Don Callis and the former regime did to freaking Ethan Page. I'm just saying, before he left TNA for AEW. I'm just saying.
And also, he doesn't care about it. He's pissed off at Ava more a couple of times. It's like he doesn't care for both brands. Why would he defend one or the other?
He might be the Jericho where he tries to throw it on purpose to make NXT lose and get out of there and go up after.
And then self-absorbed ego cost the brand like Jericho almost did back in 2001. It's 2001 all over again. Is this actually going to be done better? Who knows?
Hey, look, they might do a pay-per-view named Invasion, so hey, that might be it.
He literally does look like No Way Jose. Doesn't he not look
way.
like that?
Jose, no way.
That was such a freaking predictable theme, by the way.
And also, JJ's not wrong. What he said.
Yeah, I did hear about that. He is going to Japan, and right now, Wentz Sinclair, but he did tell Wentz Sinclair to not do anything stupid. We know something's going to happen. I'm just saying. But we're talking about NXT No Mercy, by the way, for those that are wondering.
This is what I meant. He's not wrong.
Oh, okay. That would actually be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Again, both men Canadian. One's the American champion, one's the North American champion. I actually like that idea a lot. Okay, fair enough. But either way, it's all about the ego for the time being. All ego Ethan Page. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the fastest match of the night for the freaking NXT Speed Championship. No one cares about this title, but if Lana Reed, of course, qualified for this championship match, when she was able to beat Candice LeRae to advance No Mercy after Candice LeRae, of course, was able to overcome her challenger in the first round. We saw Triple Fale Apache, of course, lose as well when Lana Reed, one of the newest stars in the scene, was able to deliver some Southern hospitality to get the chance at the Speedometer Championship that So Ruga still claims to be a double champion. Does So Ruga still claim to be a double champion following this, where you got to win the title in 3 minutes? I could care two jack less shit about this title. That is nothing more but a Speedometer sticker. I cannot believe they're trying to turn this into a real thing in WWE on screen. Are you fucking kidding me? Emmanuel, go ahead, since WWE's going to try and make this for something. 3 minutes of fame. Congratulations. Fuck this shit. You turned the Heritage Cup into... Emmanuel, who you got leading with the Speed Championship?
We're gonna have a new champion. That's all I have to say about that. Like, I think so. Good time. It has to go up and go for the NXT Women's Championship. That's their next goal, and lose the North American Championship. And if not, then I don't know what you're doing with their like. Soruka's the new is the face of the NXT brand, and that's all I have to say about that.
Very good, Charles. What do you got to say about the Speed Championship?
I don't care about the women's title. I more care about the men's title. I'm waiting for that to be defended next on NXT, so I could just hear Noah rant as much as anybody. Just because of who the men's speed champion is.
Who is the men's speed champion?
Americano?
No.
It was.
I think Noah forgot about that. Because they're bringing both men's and women's. Just saying.
Walter, who you got leading with the Speed Championship?
Wow!
I don't even give a shit enough to answer, to be honest. Like,
okay, good man. Charles, do your prediction real quick so I can finally throw this freaking title into the fire.
Well, I completely skipped me because I brought up who the men's champion was. But,
No, but seriously, hold on. I guess new champ by accident because of Zarya. I think we're gonna butt heads with Sol and Zarya finally.
I was gonna
there we
say
go.
this match. Yeah, no one can say no one thing, but in reality, this match is going to add further to the eventuals. Obviously, the Soul Work and Zarya thing. So,
Oh, God forbid they got more than enough women's tag teams in WWE for Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
it's inevitable. Okay, it's inevitable. That's why I expect a new champion.
Despite Shayna Baszler showing up out of God knows where on freaking NXT Homecoming to try and say, get it together, and you both could literally have everything. So we're going to
Shayna has no room to talk in that conversation.
Yeah, right. Well, that's a whole different conversation. They were the last legitimate team since the Inspiration. Just saying. All right, moving on. So we're going to change the Speed Domino Championship. Congratulations. Fuck that shit, man. Talk about pissing me off.
Rain the men's one on next, people.
Shut up. Well, Walter. The silence speaks volumes.
Do you really even have to fucking ask?
Well,
here we go.
My job, isn't it? Let's go ahead.
I'm gonna salsa my ass out of the seat. I'm gonna fall out of the chair. I'm gonna jump. You think that subtle yes that I did when Seattle just won with the field goal? You ain't seen shit yet. Wait till Saturday when Lola wins that title. Lola's the new champ. Mamacita's the new damn champ. And if not, I'm fucking taking a break from NXT.
Whoa!
Damn!
Oh,
damn!
Okay.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
Okay then. Wow. Okay.
Let's go next.
Should I even give a backstory towards this?
Make it quick and painless.
All right.
Speed through it.
No pun intended.
Okay then. Damn. Jada Parker. Excuse me. Wow, Walter.
Botch.
Can't.
Threw everybody off tonight. He threw everybody.
Hold on. We'll be right back after this. I gotta go get him out and do him and compose myself.
Now for the words of our sponsor.
Shut the fuck up, Emmanuel. Okay, and we're back to the predicting after that. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Are we sure?
I'm pretty sure. Fuck me.
I think pretty sure went out the window the moment Walter went first.
Damn, Walter. What the fuck? All right. Jessie Jane defending the Attitude Women's Challenge against Lola Vice. Lola Vice, who won the number one contendership back in NXT Heatwave after outlasting Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan, rolling up Jada Parker. And basically, this is her home turf, by the way, folks. She's from Florida. We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is home field advantage. Meanwhile, Jessie Jane is the last standing influence for fatal influence, with any influence at all, considering she has the freaking, oh my God, NXT Women's Championship after losing the TNA Knockouts World Championship to Ash by Elegance, as there's been internal bickering between her, Jasmine Nix, and Fallon Henry. After Fallon Henry and Jasmine Nix lost the chance to challenge for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, they literally are like, you constantly been failing me each corner. And we saw, strangely enough, this past Tuesday, Jasmine Nix was taken out. Gee, I wonder if that was an inside job. As they said, she was already dead weight as it was. And that's what the week need to be. They need to be removed. So I would not rule out Fallon Henry being in the champion's corner on this graphic, but someone might want to update that because I don't think Jasmine Nix is going to be a factor. Meanwhile, it sounds like Lola Vice is going to be taking this on one-on-one, despite the fact she has been teaming alongside Kalani Jordan recently in tag team wins. In fact, Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice own a tag team win over Fatal Influence. With the fastest kicks and the swiftest fists in the game, does Lola Vice finally win the NXT Women's Championship? This man emphatically said C, And this is Lola Vice's, I believe, second chance now at the NXT Women's Championship. So let's see what the rest of y'all think. Again, good grief. Well, from one Latino to another. Emmanuel, what do you think here? Is this Lola Vice's chance to finally lead NXT as the NXT Women's Champion? Also coming off a win at Worlds Collide, you all called on Spanish commentary, by the way, alongside Mr. Iguana with Iglesia against the Manito. What the fuck? And Finn Balor.
That was the greatest matchup of the night.
That was ridiculous. But I actually agree. No, Mr. Iguana coming in and playing here. That would absolutely shock me. Do you got a new NXT Women's Champion? Daggum.
Unfortunately, Walter has to take a time out for NXT. Lola Vice has gone the better of JC Jane at every corner out there. She cost her the tag match. She cost her she's been booked strong, and they've been really hammering the fact that Lola, like the same storyline as the last time when she was the first getting the title opportunity for the first time, and they're kind of doing the same storyline and the same promos and everything like that. And I was like, this is the same crap I saw from last time. Like, come on, be creative, WWE. That's the only niche, like, nag I have for me for for NXT, because it was basically the same thing. And then it'll be, yeah, I agree with Walter. It'd be so poetic and happy moment if Lola Vice wins this. But at the same time, who's next if Lola wins it? There's no credible heel per se right now. So I would say JC James somehow, some way, finds a way to defeat Lola Vice, not cleanly by cheating. And I'm not sure if Fallon's going to play factor on it. Who knows at this point, but there's nobody helping Lola at this point at the stage of the game who help her out. Maybe I get surprised. Someone does help out Lola, but Lola needs that help to negate the Fallon factor. So.
All right, so we got one Lola Vice, one Jesse Jane. And from that being said, coming in here for a quick second is the man that defines this truly as his NXT. Damn it. Avatar man represented by the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. How fitting he's next to Walter Cruz, by the way, too. Hi, JJ. Welcome to City of NXT No Mercy. We're talking about the NXT Women's Championship. What brings you in here for a quick sec?
I don't mean to hijack the conversation, but I just saw an announcement, and I think you're going to enjoy this one, Noah. October 26th.
What?
Mayu Iwatani versus Io Sky.
Holy hell! Shout out to the freaking Genius of the Sky entering Marigold for the second time against the freaking icon of Stardom and icon of Joshi's. That's fucking incredible. Okay. Note to self, renew Wrestle Universe subscription. Okay. Thank you, JJ. I know what I'm doing next month in my a la carte subscriptions. Well, from Walter having absolute excitement to my internal fighting spirit, Joshi Pro delight of excitement. Thank you for dropping that announcement. Non-anonymous general manager to the Super Reliable Studios. Okay, I know that I'm going to call next month one way or another. Damn it. Okay, wait, where were we? All right, NXT, Jesse James, influence, like they're up. The Charles, it's 1-1. Jesse Jane at this point, yeah, to JJ's point earlier, maybe Fallon Henry gets tired of Jesse Jane, maybe considers her weak. Let's not forget, Fallon Henry joined Jesse Jane when they started this escapade of putting all the rookies in their place. Jesse Jane, before winning the NXT Women's Championship against Thunder Valkyria, still the biggest WTF of WWE's calendar year, she was no more of a second wheel. And she wanted to prove a point that she could be more than that. Now, truth be told, she's had the championship, but the jury is out whether or not she was any better than what she was before. And I think here we've hit the end of that influence. And found Henry might drop her as a bad habit in defeat or even during that she gets out of line. Because I don't think Fallon Henry needs her, by the way. I think Fallon Henry is the more capable of the actual three to begin with. So, Charles, what do you think? Do you got a new NXT Women's Championship, or do you believe that Emmanuel is right?
Is it crazy enough? Walter, I am sorry. I am so sorry to you right now, good sir. I've just let this be known right here, right now. And also, you made me look. I was good at my job. I was going to have a long Emmanuel point until you said what you said at the beginning, kind of proved me, kind of just made me just like, wait,
Bro.
what was I? Wait, what? What just happened?
I don't know.
No one more than me. But as far as, yeah, I'm going to say it. Because of the Fallon Henry factor alone, I am not going to be surprised with this company that if JCJ retains and then Fallon Henry drops her after the match and then Fallon Henry is the one takes the belt from her. I would not be surprised.
Internal.
We made Walter so mad that he left.
However,
you made Walter.
It doesn't need the title.
Screen. He didn't walk off screen. He dropped off screen.
Walter, please come back on the screen. Please come back on the screen.
That was my nope.
Walter, you didn't let me finish my point. You didn't let me finish. Okay?
Gosh.
Okay?
Go ahead.
If this was an alternate universe. Because I'm siding with Walter. Lola's win the belt.
Oh, he rickrolled you. All right.
I'm sorry, Walter. Please don't. I was trying. I wasn't trying to, but.
Gosh. Okay. So, just to be
Walter's
clear,
got a smile on his face. I think he enjoyed it.
as a man that loves puns and jokes, you playing a joke on him and actually him falling for it, I think was very impractical and brilliant. And I think
Walter, you can find ways to get me back. I know you.
I'm
You go
sure he's
ahead.
going to, and it's going to involve pushing you down a manhole.
No,
in
next time he
TNA.
dies in teenage, I'm not waking him back up.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I will deserve that. There you go.
Oh, stay tuned.
We'll deserve that.
Stay tuned, folks. We've done a lot of care with Simply Reliable Gaming. And yes, Lele, I have not forgotten about you. If not this weekend, next weekend, let's finally settle the score and see if you can beat me in Wheel of Fortune too.
Yeah, I want to be there. We're calling that.
And maybe I'll host Jeopardy, because why the heck not? All right. Shoot, people have compared me to Alex Trebek. I've been compared to everything from a commentator. Good grief.
Undefeated Jeopardy champion.
What?
Undefeated Jeopardy champion from game night from the channel.
This is General Jeopardy, and I don't know if you're going to be that good at it, and I don't know if you have a PlayStation that you have the game, but if you do, you're more than welcome to join in. So, I mean, I have a Jeopardy PowerPoint. I could make a Jeopardy game right now. I could literally turn one of these nights into
you're
not careful.
I'll lose a Jeopardy instantly, so I will be out of that question.
Fair enough. All right. Moving on. Lola, Jesse Jane, Lola, Walter. It's Lola Vice's time. I think this film influence has reached its deadline. And you figure about how many feuds.
No pun intended.
Well, considering we know that's probably going to be the show at the end of the year. Just saying. It's one of those things, though, that also I look at the NXT women's roster and I figure about Lola Vice. She's had some fallout with some of them. And there's also some she hasn't feuded with, particularly. I go back to Kalani Jordan. I think Kalani Jordan could come in here on behalf of Lola Vice and help out Fallon Henry. Either way, I think Lola Vice is going to do what she did on Tuesday night and not Jesse Jane the fuck out. I got Lola Vice coming finally the new NXT Women's Champion. So, we'll see what happens. And Emmanuel, while he's going with his mind versus heart, says, please. His petition right now stands for the Namamacita, according to Walter. And again, your predictions are not final. Final until 6:30 p.m. Standard Time Saturday night. So keep that in mind. Yes, man.
Yeah.
I see your hand real quick before we go to our semi-main.
Yeah, just make it clear that I'm done with the Fate Influence faction itself too. I hope Global Bryce does win it and break this faction because it's time to move on. But something deep inside of me is saying it's not over just yet.
And I can only imagine Walter, for the first time on screen, will rage, as his name implies, if the result is any different, as I count the pin of whoever leaves with the championship. But still,
Walter, no good look at that one when that happens.
Right?
You might be the only man left on that booth for the rest of that show.
Talk about showing an ugly side. But speaking of an ugly side,
his name Rage is going to actually mean something from now.
Well, how about
damn it, Walt! Damn it, Emmanuel!
Oh, for the love of
what the frick?
Puerto Rico pride. Of course, representing.
That's Cuba. That's Cuba. She's Cuban.
Cuba. Oh, that's right. She's Cuban. I'm sorry. Again, I don't know flags.
James now.
All right. Let's move on, though. From something that might induce rage or happiness, this is purely going to be nothing but rage inside the cage.
It is 9:13.
Included. Yeah, right. Let's go ahead and talk about this weaponized steel cage match between the Glamour, Blake Monroe, taking on Jordan Grace. Weaponized steel cage match. After what happened at NXT Homecoming, of course, with these two, we, of course, saw Blake Monroe beat the Juggernaut, and the Juggernaut was questioning, who the hell am I anymore? Well, we know that Jordan Grace is a former record-setting trailblazer, history maker, TNA Knockouts World Champion. But in NXT, she's done nothing. And recently, we saw Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe continue to feud on NXT to the point she almost broke Blake Monroe's nose, but caused her to draw red, bleed. And now we're going to see truly what it means to deal with the devil brought from hell in the shade of the glamour. Never has someone so glamorous seemed so sinister. And now we're going to truly see the evil within her, as Jordan Grace looks to prove how ugly she can be. After Ava made it official that these two, who've been battling and brawling up and down the Performance Center, leaving NXT sometimes in shambles and disarray, she's made it no choice but to lock these two inside a weaponized steel cage. The bottom line here, folks, it's a steel cage. You know how this goes. You win via escape through the door over the top or pinfall or submission inside the ring. It's Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe too, and this time anything goes. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts towards the future of the Juggernaut and the future of the Glamour. And who leaves with more scars than they came in with, shall we? This right here is going to be fun for me, to say the least. Emmanuel, let's start with you. Do you have Jordan Grace or Blake Monroe winning this weaponized steel cage match?
Hopefully this breaks Jordan Grace's losing streak in pay-per-view for NXT.
Right? That's up.
I see Walter saying no. I'm like, but god dang, let the woman win.
Let the woman win what he says.
It's true. Like at this point, it's like Blake Monroe doesn't really need the victory right now because she already got her victory the first time, and Jordan Grace desperately needs something. Like, and that's no pun. For
I know it's something. Not. That's why no one did it. Continue.
Yeah. So it's time for her to get a victory or no. Like again, why you bring her from TNA to NXT just to make her lose and keep losing in these pay-per-views? This is a high-profile match, so they'll bring eyes if she wins this. If not, then at this point, ask for a release from Jordan Grace because NXT is not training you well, and you deserve better as a person and as a professional. I know she sucking it up, going through this hardship times right now because that's what wrestling is about. They have you going loose, loss after loss after loss. and then you get your victories eventually after your hard work. So hopefully, with this logic, she actually gets this one.
All right. So you're going with Jordan Grace, which could be a saving grace for her NXT career. Okay, fair enough. So the bow's been set to Jordan Grace. Well, Charles, since Blake Monroe screwed Jordan Grace, of course, out of the opportunity to challenge for the TNA with the NXT Women's Championship, of course, at Evolution, these two have been at each other's throats, quite literally. We saw how hard they fought, though, during Heat Wave. And again, Jordan Grace, her rage got the better of her, and Blake Monroe exploited it and put her down. Gave her own beauty shot, which was anything but beautiful for Jordan Grace. So, to Emmanuel's point, do you think Jordan Grace finally gets the better of the glamour inside the weaponized steel cage? Or does this hell favor the glamour, considering we know her track record? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. The fact that I probably know the answer to Walter, since he shook his head no at Emmanuel. Yeah, Blake's winning this.
All right.
I just can't. I can't see Blake lose. I just can't.
All right, fair enough. And before I give it to Walter, the glamour is clearly got more, I think, stock in her in NXT than Jordan Grace does. Many people think that Jordan Grace should have gone NXT. That was Jordan Grace's own choice. At this point, though, she's had her NXT tenured and has challenged for the championship now on multiple occasions. And it's almost one of those things now where until this program with Blake Monroe is over, I don't think Jordan Grace is going to do anything else. And usually these type of programs go into acts of 3 where the hero overcomes the glamour. This is act 2. I think Blake Monroe gets the better of Jordan Grace again. Because weapons involved means anything goes. And all it takes is one miscue by Jordan Grace. Bam! Door in the face. Make Jordan Grace bleed. Blake Monroe escapes. Doesn't have to beat her this time. Just have to outsmart her and outlast her. I think Blake Monroe wins again. And I think Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe go to one last act. I don't know what it is, but I do think Blake Monroe continues leading this program, sending Jordan Grace for her own personal help. The glamour for the win. Walter, what do you think? Muted.
All right, let me go here. I wish JJ was on here because you know me and him think alike. I think Blake Monroe is going to win. Why? Because Grace is going to play a huge major role in the invasion angle because it's going to be like, whose side is she really on? Because she represent TNA for so long, and NXT has had her on these losing streaks. She keeps questioning herself. She doesn't know within herself, can I really do this? She's doubting herself, and that's why she's on this losing streak. It's all going to coincide with she's going to be the biggest female in the invasion angle because they're going to be like, well, whose side is she really on? And she's never going to reveal it until the day they actually do a War Games or whatever they're going to do where the invasion goes head on Collision. That's when she's finally going to make the decision. She's going to go either with one side or the other, and then she'll become the major player that she's meant to be. They have done this on purpose because she has the best relationship from TNA. She waited her contract out and came over to NXT, and she's been on this bad, crazy losing streak. I'm telling you, she's going to have the biggest role because everybody's going to have a question mark behind her. NXT's not going to trust her. TNA's not going to trust her, and she's going to be in this weird conflict. She's going to be the biggest player in this invasion angle, and then watch. Then she'll become the Jordan Grace that we know after. So I feel like Blake Monroe is going to win again.
Well, that's a mouthful and a story full. Because we thought that maybe, somebody else could be the Mo inside this. And he's got Jordan Grace. To his point, Jordan Grace was literally the face of TNA and the face of the Knockouts. So, and friggin' Tessa Blanchard sent her off into NXT land at Genesis in January. So it's a very compelling argument. But either way, it's unanimous here for the glamour to basically win this outside of Manuel, who believes that Jordan Grace needs saving grace from her NXT run of absolute defeat on bigger stages.
No pun intended.
Accurate. Yeah, there's no pun. That's why I didn't do the thing. All right, but fair enough. And again, I still have to wonder, will we get more towards this invasion idea of TNA proving that NXT don't walk over us? And personally, I hope TNA wins. All right. Well, a lot of unique talks, a lot of unique fallout, a lot of unique laughs and puns and off the rail moments as we went through Victory Road and we're reaching NXT's No Mercy conclusion. But there's only one match left. So for the entire weekend of this double feature and the Simply Predicting Forum, let's go ahead and talk about NXT's No Mercy and probably the wrestling match of the weekend level-wise. Main event. And will the revolution be televised? Or does the result remain the same? Because once again, it is time for the ruler of NXT to defend his territory. Femi defends the championship against absolute Ricky Saints. One-on-one, first-time affair for the first time ever. Since Ricky Saints lost the NXT North American Championship to All Eagle Ethan Page, not once, but twice in the losing return effort, we have now seen Ricky Saints change gears and now look to pursue the NXT Championship. After endorsing Javon Evans in his chances to try and seize this title from the ruler in the losing effort, immediately following that match, might I add, Ricky Saints confronted Femi. Femi has been the unstoppable, unpinned, unsubmitted ruler of NXT since seizing this title back in January at New Year's Evil. Has defeated Giants, defeated Pro Wrestling Excursionists, defeated Bouncy Men, have defeated even faces of other franchises. I'm just saying, all while holding the NXT Championship. This past Tuesday, he was on the verge of beating a Trick until TNA invaded. At the end of it, though, Ricky Saints, who walked around Absolute Warfare, went to seize the title for his own, figuring that it is his absolute future, as Lola Femi rose up and grabbed it, reminded Ricky Saints, you still have to beat me for this. And Ricky Saints believes that his time is now, while Femi believes that you're not here for NXT, you're just here waiting to go carry the bags for your friend Cody. Damn. So this is definitely a personal match in the proving point of Ricky Saints. You think you're all that in a bag of chips, but at the end of the day, you're all flash and no essence. Well, Femi proves that he is absolutely the ruler for a reason. So the bottom line, guys, at NXT No Mercy, will you lead us off with an absolute victory or the same reoccurring history? Let's go ahead and get your thoughts towards a new or reoccurring retaining NXT champion. Walter, you're not covered, so I'm going to start with you. Femi, Ricky Saints. You talked about the future of Jordan Graves possibly involved in the invasion angle. Does the future involve Ricky Saints or Femi going to the main roster based on this match's result? Do you have a new NXT champion?
This one's kind of. This one is hard to do, but yeah. Man, I know I put my foot in my mouth the last three, I think 2 or 3 main events I went against Oba.
Yes, you did. Yep.
Might as well go for 3 or 4, whatever it is. But yeah, I think Ricky Saints is winning, man. I just think it's time. It's time for a new champ, and Oba can make his presence felt on the main roster. Remember, John Cena's on his retirement low. We're about to lose the biggest superstar we've had in 20 years. Cena is gone. He's got 5 dates left. Not saying anyone can replace Cena, but how do you fill that void? You call this big ass dude up, and you make him a Nigerian monster on SmackDown, on Raw, whichever show he's gonna go to. He's going to be a major player for years to come. I think he's done everything he can in NXT. He's literally circled the roster like no one can stop this damn man. So I think you finally do it. You pull the trigger on getting a new champion, and he works his way up. I don't know. There's drafts. I mean, if a draft is ever going to happen, there's rumors that they canceled it. But I think it's time for Oba to go up there. He's done all he can in NXT. What else is there left for him to do? Like, seriously. So I think it's time for him to move on up. So I got Ricky Saints being the new champion, which is it's a shame. I know we're going to have fun when we're trying to go to Vegas, but it's a shame that they changed it from New Orleans because Saints as your NXT champion, you would have had that weekend in WrestleMania in New Orleans with him representing your NXT brand in New Orleans. That would have been awesome. But you know, it is what it is. Politics happen. But Ricky Saints, I just new champ. I just see it, man. I know that going against Oba has been biting me in the ass, but I think they
Quite
finally do
clearly.
it.
So you're just gonna continue to stick to conventions and freaking fall on your own shield if you're wrong again, but you want to believe that this is finally the time we are absolutely going to get a new NXT champion.
Yeah, because like seriously, think about what else is there left for him to do in NXT over. He's literally done every damn thing.
This is fair. All right, fair enough. Well, thank you, Walter, for the opening bout. We got absolute Ricky Saints for new NXT champion. Well, Emmanuel, he won this opportunity beating Josh Briggs August 26th in the One Contenders match, so he's already proved his merit towards challenging for the title. And as we saw during the Quest Wild fight on NXT Homecoming, both these men, they shared a lot of words here, but Ricky Saints also brought a very compelling point. What's up with Femi without the NXT championship? After that, the mystique is you're just another man that can be beaten. And you almost wonder, did that dwell at all in Femi's mind? Because some point the result will not be the same. Does the result change, though, come Saturday night? I'm still a little bit torn on that, if I'm being honest with you. So what do you think? Do you have a new NXT champion?
Yes, I do. I agree with Walter. Like, Oba has done everything he has pretty much had to do in NXT. He's ready to be called up. We discussed this a couple, like last PLE and or the second PLE behind it. But yeah, it's time for him to move on. I mean, like, there's not much that he could do. It's time for Ricky Saints to become the face of the NXT brand and see if there's promise with them. Something that Tony never had done doing his AEW run. So
I don't know about that, but that's hindsight, but continue.
But it's a start. It's a start. No, I know it's not the DE championship, but there's a lot of promise. Like, if he still hold the NXT championship and they have faith in him and to run NXT to the next promised land, who's to say he can't be the DE champion or world champion in this time and frame in the future? So time will tell how fans react to him once he gets to the main roster. But yeah, Oba's Ray. If Brock Lesnar is going to stick around, Oba versus Brock is going to kill.
Oh, Jesus.
And hopefully Oba runs out Brock Lesnar for good, and that's why he it's a good reason for why Brock Lesnar will leave. Like, nope, I'm not gonna deal with this monster.
Hindsight's 2020, but that's a whole different conversation. But regardless, you got a new absolute NXT champion?
Yes, I do.
Well, here's my thing before I give it to Charles to close it out. The result has been the same since January, but is it time for the revolution to be televised? I do understand your point, Walter, when you say that he's pretty much gone for the roster, but here you are talking about the invasion angle, who's the strongest force. Pretty damn strong force in the NXT champion versus that one trick pony that literally couldn't beat Obafemi this past Tuesday. I'm just saying. And I also look at the fact that Obafemi, I do wonder, does he need to go to the main roster? And does he be inserted alongside the New Day or go after the Intercontinental Championship maybe against Rusev? And what the hell are you going to do with him on SmackDown? I'm just saying. You're going to have Sami Zayn obliterated by him? It's one of those things where he's almost got that Gunther complex with his dominance, except Gunther is much more structured and simple. I don't think Obafemi needs to go up there yet. And it's also one of those things that I do think someone does need to beat him, but I just don't know if Ricky Saints is that guy. And I look at the NXT roster and I think about who could be the next guy to lead NXT. And was Oba right? Is Ricky Saints all in on NXT, or is he just here waiting to go up to carry bags for Cody or maybe challenge him for the Undisputed WWE Championship? Let's not forget who he's friends with. And I feel like Ricky Saints is taking a big bet out on himself. But I just don't know if he could be the guy right now. So I'm just going to go out there with Halloween Havoc, by the way. Tricks and treats abound coming up. Let's not forget about that. I'm going to go out there and say that for now. And let's not forget, at one point, he was confronted by freaking Joe Hendry, and he told him, don't make the same mistake that
Name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Damn it.
He said his name multiple times tonight. There we go.
I did say his name. But I don't know. I can't see him losing right now. I can't. He just doesn't look vulnerable. And I look at Raw. Who's the tag champions again? I'm on Night Raw. Don't give a fuck. I don't see him being part of new. I don't see him being a less than a single star. Him just being part of some group as an enforcer would be a downgrade on the main roster. You fucking kidding me? He's not going after Seth Rollins. He sure as hell ain't going after Cody Rhodes. He ain't going after Dominic Mysterio. And he ain't going after Sami Zayn at this point, I feel like. So what do you have him do on the main roster? He's not a tag guy. There's no one he could tag with. Not even Omos is there to make the awkward two Nigerians together, one taller than the other. He has to stay in NXT and defend his turf. I think his result remains the same. I got Femi retaining. I'm breaking both of you. I'm saying Femi retains. So that being said, Charles, you close things out. Is it 50-50 or am I the odd one out here? Do you believe the result remains the same, or is it time that the Revolution is finally televised? And do you have an absolute new NXT champion?
We will have a new champion. Sorry, Noah, you're on your own. It's time for Oba to lose the belt at this point. But then who doesn't say Oba will stay in NXT for a bit to fight the invasion anyway? He really doesn't need the belt if he's going to fight in the invasion. Just saying. It's like, speaks for itself.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. Well, we know that Trick Williams is going to be in freaking Canada the previous day. Doesn't mean he can't show up in NXT and confront Oba Femi for that title again, or even cost him here. Be like, I'm a champion now and you're not. So I do see what you're saying, but I just don't see it. I don't see them strapping the Rock into Ricky Saints yet. He hasn't even been in NXT for probably a cup of coffee. He was NXT North American champion for a little bit, and even Page already transcended his run both times. So I just don't see Ricky Saints winning it yet. I don't think this is a one-off, but I like Javon Evans, proving ground. I think Javon has a better chance to eventually become the NXT champion after what he did against Oba Femi versus Ricky Saints because of longevity. So I gotta say what Femi retains for now. Now, Halloween Havoc, that's an ass show, a gag show, trick or treats, blah, blah, blah. Those that love Halloween, good for you. I don't give a fuck. I don't expect anything major to happen there. I don't care about that pagan holiday. You kidding me? I just feel like that Oba Femi is not going to lose it right now unless it's against somebody that seriously can stand up to him and his absolute power. Ricky Saints came out of nowhere, all right? There was no real backlog with him and Oba Femi prior to Heatwave. So 1 month later, nah, I don't see Ricky Saints winning. I got Oba Femi retaining. All right, well, that being said, we've reached the end of No Mercy. So, folks, who does receive No Mercy? Who leads in victory? Who leads in defeat? Do you have a new NXT champion? Do you have a new NXT women's champion? Do you see anything falling apart or anybody invading? Let us know your thoughts in the chat or the comments down below. As always, we get ready to conclude. Charles, I do see your hand. What you got to say real quick?
Regardless of whatever the outcome of this match, we're probably going to get a full-blown TNA show up at the end of the night and lay out everyone. Bad style.
Yeah.
By the end of this night.
Yeah, I could see that, honestly. You bring up a very fair point. I could see that, honestly. But either way, this weekend gives you both NXT and TNA, and I'm sure there'll be at least one match or one takeaway from one of these two shows, to say the least, for any professional wrestling fan. So it should be a lot of fun to cover both of these, even if I show up late for Victory Road, because I'll be out doing something social for once in my life. I know I'm trying
something.
Damn it. Yeah, I'm trying different things. So there you go. Anyway. But that's all we got to say for now. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's go around and do some plugs and get the fuck out of here and get to sleep. Walter, who looks like he's really about to pass out, and whether or not his football team fumbled the ball. Walter, we'll see if you fumble this weekend or if you finally get the ultimate win that you seek with Lola Vice winning the championship. Good luck. I'll see you some point tomorrow night for 50 Road coverage as we get ready for this double night weekend. Go ahead and tell the people can find you, plug and promote your stuff.
You can find me on the YouTube at Rage of Wrestling, on Instagram Walter.Cruz.940, on the X at Walter Alex Cruz. Tune in tomorrow, because definitely Lola's winning, damn it, and I'm gonna have a party in my damn room. I can tell you that much. I'm getting up. I'm salsa. I'm doing something. But first, what? Sorry, that's Saturday, right? Friday is Friday
Walter,
is
calm down there.
TNA, where I
Don't
have
get yourself
to
too excited.
Joey
Good grief,
Styles,
dude.
probably the pre-show and probably the first match, because Noah will be a little late, but I can handle it, and we'll see Noah when we see him. But tune in and just subscribe. Get that number up.
Subscribe. Do it now. If you haven't already. Done it. Do it. Get it. Got it. Bueno. We bien. All right. Well, thank you for that, Walter. As always, Emmanuel, appreciate you and Arlene. I wish Arlene continued forward efforts in her education pursuits. I know she's focusing on that. Priorities are her passion. So good on her. I know that she's going to ace the grade. We'll see if you ace any of these shows this weekend. But go ahead and tell where they could find you and, of course, your sister.
Yes, you could follow me at Man Dominguez on Facebook, EDM7324 at Instagram, EDM7324 at the X, and on Threads. And this is Arlene Dominguez on Facebook, Arlene Dominguez on Instagram, and ADM7324 on the X. And right now, I'm premiering a live stream right now in my own alternative YouTube account right now, and I subscribe to Walter to get to his 200. And since work is kind of slow, I decided to do something productive. So I'm trying to do games and movie reviews as well. So if you want to, if you want to follow me, that's great. If you don't, it's fine. It's a learning process. So if you want to follow that, it's under Emmanuel Dominguez, like live right now. Like so hopefully everything will turn well and I do something productive. Well, I'm in hiatus in my work, 3 weeks off. So it's like one of those things that they'll call me when they call me. So I want to do something productive during this time.
Good on you and using your time to the better besides siesta. I definitely respect that. And welcome to the world of YouTube content creativity. Welcome to the community. Definitely got to get your YouTube site on there on your plug now, even if it's just temporary. But good on you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you. And I wish you all the best in that. And if you need help with anything, want us to collab anything, let us know. Charles, again, we got to work on your graphic eventually, like the Canadian Connection, Nicholas Ferrantes, and I think somebody else, can't remember who.
Just fine. Just use a stitch thing and just put my Twitter handle. There you go. There you go.
I was about to say, I'll just use a TMNT and put you by a manhole cover, and I'll make sure that
you're an ass. You're an ass for that.
Anyway, go ahead and tell them where they can find you again on the X as always.
Yes, as always, Two-Tone Crandall, of course. Someday, man, you should get one so I can follow you and we can do some movie stuff. We're going to join you on that one day, good sir.
I know Jerry will definitely join him on that movie stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, just tell me which movie you want to see and we talk about it.
Someday.
Yeah, I'm down whenever you want.
Yeah,
just tell me a movie and we'd see it.
Got to give the people what they want.
Exactly.
Indeed.
All right. Well, fair enough. Well, as Walter Cruz is about to GTS, I guess now it just leads it to me. So thank you all for tuning in, and thank you to everybody that's tuning in live or on demand. Of course, you want to make this possible. If these three guys want to leave and go to bed, I'm more than welcome it, as I go ahead and get us the fuck out of here.
I think Walter's daydreaming about Lola right now. That's why he looks like he's doing it off.
That smile ain't going to be wiped off his face if Lola Vice is shimmying with that championship.
Oh, I know.
All right. That being said, again, you saw him earlier, not anonymous, but you saw the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams with that incredible announcement about this. Holy shit. That being said, follow him if you choose, RLWJJ Williams on the X, Castlevania Studios here on YouTube, and the Renegade JJ Williams on Instagram. Always appreciate him, as always. And shout out to our Canadian friend, Ash. Follow her when it's wrestling time at Batty for Wrestling. Me and her had a wonderful chat. Please go look at when me and her discussed discussion in Kobe on her YouTube channel. If you haven't joined Barry's Army today, subscribe. Subscribe to Batty for Wrestling today. And again, you can follow Ash at ShoutoutBatDash on the X and again on YouTube at Batty for Wrestling. Yes, Walter, I see that. Don't blame you, man. Get some rest. Appreciate you. See you for Victory Road at some point. This is the money you will be spending when you go watch Victory Road and NXT No Mercy. Just saying.
Probably for the final time. If Sorn.com goes their way on NXT.
About to say, I don't know if Walter is going to be able to contain himself, honestly. I'm a little bit worried about him. But yes, go ahead and follow Dash, our Canadian friend, Ash. Again, you saw JJ, you heard everybody else. So follow all my friends here. I show you creativity, content, passion. The Nemeths is not going to let up anytime soon, especially here at City Predicting. And if you want to follow me, find me if you choose. I am Foster1916 on the X and on YouTube for all things wrestling. Shout out to the Entire W fam. We'll be doing our YouTube review very soon. Shout out to Papa Gino. I was meeting him to a post-mortem for WWE WrestleMania and AEW All Out this past Wednesday. Follow him on the YouTube channel. Also a regular moderator every third week on the NoDQ review. Subject to change. You saw the trailer you're following when it's wrestling time. Gotta get a new one here. When it's wrestling time at Raiders of Wrestling on YouTube and on the X as well. And stay tuned. As you heard, we're going to be covering not only both these shows. That is Friday and Saturday. Friday, TNA Victory Road, Saturday, NXT University. And then shortly following that, the Saturday shenanigans will ensue where people will try and expense our dignity with Canadian karaoke. Everything from Nickelback to Maroon 5 to, God help me, Justin Bieber, to Shania Twain. Saturday shenanigans, weekly moderated conversation of wrestling madness, hosted by the regular wrestling JJ Williams. And sometimes I take that driver's seat as I always help my friends. And that's all I really have to say for you right now as I'm about to conclude. But until next time, as I always like to remind you, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans with opinions with this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality true, treasure your families, and just life and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again to all of you all that continue to watch along or tune in. Please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to all of us. Follow SR Studios 2024 on the X. Tell a friend. Hit the bell videos. Hit the bell. Those video goes live on demand on this YouTube channel or any YouTube channels here. Hit the subscribe buttons for all the channels. I assure you the passion, content, creativity, the insanity, the predicting is not letting up anytime soon. But that's all I got to say for now. So thank you all for tuning in to this. So in typical fashion, on behalf of the chat, to War Hero, to Logan James, to Walter Cruz, who finally bounced, to JJ Williams, to Nathan Banks, to Tilla, who was here earlier, and to Matt Helms and everyone that's watching, even if you're just a shadow that has no comment in the chat. Thank you all once again. Let's go ahead and get out of here. So for Charles Schultz, who is looking to fall asleep, say goodbye.
Goodbye and believe it chase you.
No. For Emmanuel Dominguez, say goodbye.
Goodbye. And see you later. And you are the weakest link.
Friggin' and Robert saying couldn't say it.
Thank you. If someone was not going to do that, I would have been upset.
Who here was unable to get the shoulder up before the 3 counts?
That's the fall our founding father.
And it is a goodbye for me, your simple man of the SRS and the continued moderator, then, now, and forever, of Simply Predicting. Reminding all of you, as always, to make a positive impact in life and have a good night. And thank you for tuning in once again to another rousing edition of Simply Predicting. Have a good night, folks, and enjoy all the wrestling this weekend. Take care. We'll see you for TNA Victory Road and NXT No Mercy. Bye-bye.
Vamos, lullabies.
Oh, good
Believe.
Lord. No, the only thing you believe in is freaking Joe Hendry, all right?
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Running freaking hell to running gag and gimmick. The W's overkill it. Ah. All right, I'm hitting the button. All right. Thank you all for tuning in again. Stay tuned for the forums again in the comments section down below and all my social medias and NoDQ social medias as well on the X and on YouTube. Farewell.
That'd be funny if Joe Hendry actually come back but in this stream that he does not have no link mysteriously. Like, how did he get in here?
If Joe Hendry,
That would be hilarious.
If Joe Hendry ever shows up here, I quit YouTube, all right? Goodbye, folks. God.